All right, come to the center of your mat, sit on something that is comfortable. So whether that is simply in a comfortable seat, or if you'd like to sit on top of a bolster, blanket, block. I tend to prefer a little pillow or a blanket just because it's squishier and it's less likely to cut into my thighs. Do whatever feels good for you. Sometimes people like the security of being on a block, something a little bit more sturdy. And then just place your hands wherever they land on your thighs. Focus your eyes on something that's not moving. See if you can blur everything else around that. And send your gaze to that one point. As you do so, breathe more deeply, fuller inhales and exhales. Still using that point as a place of focus. So you can slow your breath even more, finding some evenness through the inhales and exhales, finding some equality. And then if it's not too vulnerable, if you feel safe, allow your eyelids to close. But still imagine that same kind of focus, but this time you're sending it inward toward your breath. So you might still have a little bit of visual stimulation, but not a whole lot. And take a scan of your body, starting at whatever is touching the mat or the floor, maybe your pillow, your bolster. Start to notice what those textures are like, what those temperatures are like. If there's any pressure, tingling. And then start to send that awareness of your physical body up your body. So going up toward the ceiling. So maybe going up through the middle of your thighs, to your knees, tops of thighs, low belly, outer hips, waist, midsection, all sides. Maybe you can feel where your clothes are drawing in toward you. Coming up around your rib cage, lower rib cage, mid, upper. Allow your shoulder blades to drift down. And send that awareness to the insides of your arms up towards your armpits, all the way down to the inner elbow, the outsides of your arms from the tops of your shoulders, drifting all the way down to your outer elbows. Get along your forearms, front and back. Down to your wrists, the outsides, encircling to the insides, down the palms of your hands, starting at the heels of your hand, going through the palm and then through the fingertips. And then wrapping up and over the tops of your fingers. And with your eyes still closed, take your thumb and roll it along the top of your index finger, all the way to the tip, starting at the knuckle. And then the middle finger, starting all the way at the base, and then rolling your thumb all the way across the fingernail, your ring finger, and then your pinky finger. And then do the opposite. So on the underside of your hand, on the palm of your hand, start with your thumb at the base of your pinky, and then draw your thumb up to the finger pads. Ring finger, starting at the base of the ring finger, rolling all the way up to the tip of that fingertip, the base of your middle finger. Slowly, just pressing all the way up until the finger pad. And then your index, starting at the base of the fingertip, going all the way up once again. You can place your hands back down onto your thighs, or if you find that to be soothing or interesting, maybe you continue with that, and continue with your deep, slow breaths. On an inhale, with your eyes still closed, maybe doing the finger motions. Inhale, reach your shoulders up towards your ears. And on an exhale, roll them all the way down, making a really big circle. Again, inhale, reach your shoulders forward, up toward your ears. Exhale, draw them back down. Twice more like that, your own breath. Deep breath. Deep exhale. Last time. And then take that opposite motion. On an inhale, you're going to wrap your shoulder blades back. Inhale, reach up towards your ears, and then shrug them forward, like you're trying to make your chest concave. Moving with your inhales and exhales. Once more. And if you're still using that finger exercise, release your fingertips and place your hands back onto your thighs. If you have your legs crisscrossed, then just switch out the crisscross so you can have some balance on the other side. It might feel a little awkward, so feel free to adjust your seat if you need. On an inhale, reach your arms out and up. If you'd like to open your eyes, you can. Your palms press above you. And then pressing your palms together, on an exhale, you're going to send your gaze up toward your thumbs. And as your thumbs come all the way down, as your palms come in front of your heart center, you're going to eventually, as your thumbs come down to your sternum, you're going to be looking down. On an inhale, reach arms out and up. Your chin is in the same plane as your thumbs. So by the time your palms press above you, you're gazing up. On an exhale, press your palms together. Start to bring your thumbs to the center of your sternum. Your elbows come out to the side. Eventually, your gaze comes down. Once more like that. Inhale, reach out and up. Shoulder blades are down, so you're still creating space between ears and shoulders. Exhale, pull everything down. Hands to heart center. Gazing down towards your chest. And then release your hands back down. You're going to take your hands out to the sides and then behind you so you can interlace your fingertips. Just remember which pinky is on the outside. Reach your hands out behind you. Your elbows might not become straight. And then you're going to move both fists over to your right hip. So it might not come all the way around. You might just kind of like scooch it over to the right. You might come all the way around where your hands are visible. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder while you keep your hands over to the right. Notice if you start to sway your back, this is a lot of pressure. If so, just draw your floating ribs in. Your shoulders are still moving away from your ears, you can hear. Just breathe. Soften your forehead. And then you're going to bring your head back up to center. Take your hands, your clenched hands back behind you. Unravel your hands, and you're going to start to just move your hands in one circle, one direction, and then the other. And then once again, behind your back, clasp your fingertips, opposite pinky on the outside. You're going to squeeze the heels of your hands together, extend your arms behind you for a stretch. It doesn't matter if your arms become straight, if your elbows get straight, and then bend your elbows, placing both your hands, so in that fist, to your left hip. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. See if you can keep a straight line from the center of your ears over your shoulders, which are also over your hips. Notice if you're clenching in on your thighs to hold yourself up. Is there places where you can relax and release and trust that your mat is going to hold you up. If this feels uncomfortable, then simply change your position. When you're ready, bring your head back up. Take your hands back behind you and then unravel your fingertips. Take your hands to the tops of your knees. We're going to take some seated cow and cat. So if it's still comfortable for you to be on your prop, stay there. If it's a bit too much, then you might want to come all the way onto your mat. On an inhale, reach your heart forward, shoulder blades on your back, look up. And then on an exhale, lean back, your arms become straighter. Rock back, look down towards your feet or your belly. Inhale, swim your heart forward. I don't know if you guys can hear my hips crack. Look up, exhale, rock it all the way back. Once more, just like that. Deep breath in, carry yourself forward, look up. How exaggerated can you make this shape? Then exhale, arch your spine like a cat pose. And then come back up to your knees. You're gonna roll over onto your hands and knees. If you've got that front, set it off to the side. We're gonna take some traditional cowing cat. So if you know that your knees get a little sensitive here, place a blanket under your knees, or roll up your mat, the sides of the mat, so you can double up the sides. Make sure that you've got your wrists below your shoulders. Wrap your inner elbows forward, knees below hips. Your toes can be tucked or untucked, depending on what feels best on your knees. On an inhale, you're gonna bend your elbows slightly, send them back, drop your belly, lift up your hips, reach your heart forward, and then maybe start to straighten your arms. Deep inhale. On an exhale, take that little bend your elbows back again. You're going to press up through your spine, look back toward your knees, and re-straighten your elbows. So we've got your elbows in this cow cat. Inhale, drop your belly, elbows come back, reach your heart forward, look up, spread your fingertips wide. Exhale, bend your elbows again, press up through your spine, arch, look way, way, way back, press through your toes. Inhale, drop your elbows, your belly, lift up your hips, reach your heart forward, gaze up, straighten the arms. Exhale, bend your elbows once again, arch your spine, look back. 2 more times like that, your own breath. Last round. All right, so just come to your seat and you're just gonna hop onto your back. So any way that feels good, maybe it's rolling over your side, or maybe it's coming all the way down on your back and giving a little bit of support. Just take your hands to the backs of your thighs as you roll all the way back down. Pull both knees in towards your chest, but then make sure that your knees are kind of like more pointed towards your armpits instead of straight forward, like in line with your clavicle. So you're gonna come out to the side slightly. Rock a little bit from side to side, your hands either to your thighs or your shins, gently drawing in to find a little bit of stretch through your hip flexors. Release both feet down to the mat once again. Bring your arms alongside your body. We're going to take a moving bridge flow here. So first, press through the back of your head and your hands and your hips. Lift up your upper back, slide your shoulder blades down, and then drop down. You're gonna put pressure against your back as you lift up to help. So on an inhale, lift up your hips, reach your arms up and back, press to the top of your back so your lower back is doing all the work. And then on an exhale, you're going to roll your back all the way back down. Your hands come alongside your body. Again, on an inhale, press through your feet, lift up your hips. Reach your tailbone like it's reaching for the backs of your knees so you can support your back with your core. Exhale, lower it all the way back down. Once more like that. Deep breath in, arms lift up and back, maybe backs of palms touch the ground behind you. Exhale, slowly line it all the way back in. Keeping your left knee bent, pull your right knee into your chest and take your hand to the back of your thigh. Start to extend your right heel up toward the ceiling. Your leg doesn't have to be perfectly straight, it doesn't have to be straight at all, but you're still gonna press your heel up and reach your toes towards your face. If it is comfortable, you can leave your knee of your left leg bent like this, or you can extend it out in front of you, whatever feels best. Oftentimes, having a bent knee feels a little bit more supportive. You want to make sure that both your hips feel like they're pressing down toward the mat. You've got your hands to the back of your thigh, and gently start to draw your leg closer to your body. Keep pressing up through your heel. Again, it doesn't matter if your leg is straight or not. Notice if your shoulders are trying to come up and away from the mat, can you loosen them down? If it feels like you can't quite get around your thigh, you can use your hands and just pull on your shorts. All right, release that pressure. Bend your right knee, place your foot down to the mat. Separate your feet wider than your hips, and then just drop, excuse me, both knees over to the right. Maybe take your left arm out to the side. This might provide a fairly deep stretch in your left hip flexor or even your left hip. Take both legs back up toward the ceiling, and then you're going to drop both knees over to the left. Take both knees back up toward the ceiling, and then heel toe your feet back in so that your knees and feet are about in line with your hips. This time, you're gonna pull your left knee into your chest, hand to the back of thigh, or just grip your shorts, your leggings, whatever you happen to be wearing. And then extend the left leg up toward the ceiling. Flex your heel up, toes come down, shrug your shoulders away. If your hands come further down or you have to loosen up on your leg, totally fine. Again, right leg can stay bent or you can extend your leg out in front of you. Totally up to you. The more stable version might be with a bent knee. So keep pressing up through your left heel. Use your arms to gently draw your leg, so it's like you're reaching your toes for the space above your head. And notice if your hips are coming away from the mat. If so, just guide them down. You really want them secure. Just breathe. Notice if your jaw got tight. Move around, loosen her up. And then start to release the tension of your leg, bend your knee. If the right leg was straight, bend it once again. Separate your feet so they're a bit wider apart. Maybe edges of feet against the sides of the mat. Drop both knees over to the left. Right arm comes out to the side as counterbalance. And then take your knees back up to center. Drop them to the right. Left arm comes out as a counterbalance. And then take your knees back up once again. We're going to come back to hands and knees. So you can roll over to the side and just work your way around. Or if you like, take the hands to the backs of your thighs and find a rock up and down the length of your spine. Roll over your hands and knees and just come to tabletop pose. We're going to move into a downward facing dog pose here. We won't be here for too long. So spread your fingertips wide, wrap your inner elbows forward. And then you're going to step back your knees the tiniest bit, tuck your toes and your hips back to your heels. Your arms are outstretched very, very far. Again, wrap your inner elbows upward. Spread your fingertips wide, lift your hips up. Downward facing dog, bent knees are totally fine. In fact, for this first one, bend your knees really deeply, reach your chest for your thighs. Space between your ears and your shoulders. Maybe let your heels drop down to the mat. All right, then bend both knees, look toward the top of your mat. You're going to step your right foot forward. Place your right foot in between your hands for right thumb. Use your right hand to guide it all the way up. You want knee over ankle. Drop your left knee down to the mat. More weight to your left palm. Inhale, pull your right fingertips up toward the ceiling. Low lunge twist. Left fingertips spread wide. Press down through the left hand so much that you're lifting up through your right fingertips. So find that expansion from the center of your body, everything moving outward. Just breathe. Again, back toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels best for the knee. On your next exhale, take your right hand down toward the mat. Wonderful. Tuck your back toes to lift up your back knee, and you're going to step back to that downward facing dog right here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, pressing your chest back to your thighs, shoulders away from your ears. On an inhale, bend your knees. You're going to step your left foot between your hands so your foot is closer to your left thumb. Drop your right knee down to the mat. Place more weight to your right palm. Left fingertips come up in a low lunge twist, pressing through your right hand. Maybe look up toward the ceiling, toward your left thumb. Continue to breathe here. Really try to find a very, very long spine. On your next exhale, take your left hand down to the mat. Tuck your back toes if they're not already to lift up your back knee. This time, step your right foot forward so you're toward the top of your mat in a forward fold. Make sure you've got at least 2 fist distance between your feet. First, we'll take a ragdoll pose. Bend your knees generously. Belly rests on your thighs. You can take your hands to your elbows. Sway a little from side to side. If that feels good, if that's a bit too much, then just let the weight of your arms carry you down. And then release the tension of your fingertips, release that grip, hands come down. We're gonna take 3 halfway lifts. On an inhale, lift your spine up halfway, fingertips to your shins, shoulder blades on your back, look slightly beyond your yoga mat. On an exhale, chest to thighs, take it all the way down. Maybe crown of head to point down to the mat. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Press fingertips into shins or your thighs, look forward, exhale, fold, wave it all the way back down. Once more like that. Breath in, wave your heart long. Find that tension and then press your feet down and away from each other. You might feel this in the outsides of your hips. Exhale, fold, release that last time. We're gonna take a backwards breath here. So bend your knees on an inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to start to roll your way up to standing. Your head is heavy. Your knees are slightly bent until you completely unravel and your shoulders are up over your hips. Arms alongside your body, Tadasana pose. Spread your fingertips wide. Stand on your feet, instead of your hands. And you're gonna sway a little bit from left to right. So even without moving your feet, notice how much your body can still shift. Split the difference and find that space that's right in the middle. And then try that wave front and back. So your toes and your heels might not even lift away from the mat, but you can feel that shifting. And then split the difference, come to that center once again. Press down through your feet. See if you can press down to the big toe mound, little toe mound, and the center of your heel. Lift up through your kneecaps. Find your core here by gently pulling your hips up towards your ribs. You might feel everything engaged. Reach down with your fingertips. On an inhale, reach your arms out and up. Look up. Maybe your palms touch, maybe not. On an exhale, bend your knees. Hinge all the way forward. Hands through heart center. Come all the way down. Forward fold. Just like we did earlier. Inhale, halfway lift. Fingertips to your shins. Look forward. Exhale, fold. This time, on an inhale, slight bend to the knees. Reach your arms out and up. On an exhale, hands back down to your heart center. And then back alongside your body, Tadasana. Once more, inhale, arms lift up, gaze up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hands through heart. Little bend into your knees as you bow all the way forward. Release down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Fingertips at your shins, look forward. Exhale, fold. Do this one more time. Inhale, press through your feet, reach your arms out and up. Gaze up, exhale, hands to heart center. Arms alongside your body. Stay here for 3 breaths. Deep breath in 1. Out 1. Inhale 2. Exhale. 3rd time. And then staying right here. Reach your arms out and up. You're going to take your palms together and then just cross your thumbs. So you've got one thumb on the outside. Notice which one it is. Your feet are still hips width distance apart. Inhale, lift up through your fingertips. And then you're going to bump your hips to the left, arc over to the right. Remember, when we knit in our ribs to our hips, you want to make sure that's happening here too, so you're not arcing your back. Maybe look up toward the ceiling. Notice if all the weight went to the left foot. If so, share it with the right foot as well. Inhale, come up to center. Switch out the cross of your thumbs. Bump your hips to the right, arc over to the left. Again, notice if you're starting to arc your back. Nope, we just want a side bend here. Again, you have equal weight between both of your feet. Back up to center. Exhale, hands to your heart. And then bring your arms alongside your body. We're going to take that little flow back down. Inhale, arms lift up towards ceiling, maybe palms press, gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Bend your knees, hinge at your hips all the way forward. Drop your hands. Breath in, halfway lift, fingertips to shins, look forward. Exhale, fold. Hands down to mat, step back to the top of your downward facing dog. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Find your long, strong breaths, space from shoulders to ears. At the end of your 3rd exhale, take your knees to your mat. Toes together, knees slightly wider, and then send your hips back to child's pose. If this is not comfortable for you, then maybe come to sit on your knees or onto your prop. Keep your arms long out in front of you if you're taking the child's pose. If you are still in a child's pose, on an inhale, lift up halfway. And you're going to walk your torso and your arms over to the right so that your belly is going to be on your thigh. You might be kind of to the inside, your belly might be on top. Reach your left arm long beyond you. Come up onto your spider fingers. So you're on your finger pads. And then you're going to energetically pull your left hip towards your left heel. And then on your left hand, you're clawing at the ground. Wrap your inner elbow up to the ceiling. Your right hand is just kind of hanging out, providing it support. All right, exhale, get soft. Take it back to center, and then you're gonna carry it over to the left. So now your chest is more to the inside of your left thigh or on your left thigh. Reach your right arm out really long, up onto spider fingers. Reach your right hip towards your right heel. Wrap your inner elbow up toward the ceiling. This might facilitate a deep stretch. For me, it's the outside of my shoulders all the way down the right side of my body. Left arm is just there for support. See if you can drop your head, let your head be soft. When you're ready, lift up about halfway, let your arm get soft again. Take it back to center. And we're all gonna come back to that tabletop position. So if you chose not to do the child's pose, meet us back in the tabletop. So again, we're gonna take a regular cow and cat, but with bent elbows first. So bend your elbows backwards, drop your belly, lift up your hips, your heart gaze up, start to straighten your elbows. On an exhale, bend your elbows back, arch your spine, start to straighten your elbows as you look back down toward your knees. One more round just like that. Inhale carries you to cow pose, bend elbows back, lift up hips and heart. Exhale, bend your elbows back, move up to your cat pose as your arms become more straight. And then come back down to the neutral pose. We're gonna work in a C shape here, so be careful as we begin to take kind of like a jump rope version of cow and cat. So you're going to start to move your hips to the right and your shoulders to the right. Inhale, you're gonna come to this cow pose as you drop your belly, and then you're gonna bring your left shoulder towards your left hip, obviously they're never gonna meet. And you're gonna come back down all the way till you're in this cat pose again. Inhale, you're going to drop your belly, reach your left shoulder, left hip, arch all the way through your cow pose. Your right shoulder and right hip are working toward each other. Bring them all the way down till you're back to this cat. We're going to take it the opposite direction. Inhale, right shoulder, right hip, drop belly, lift up. And then exhale, you're going to bring your left hip and heel, shoulder toward each other, come to your cat. Once more the opposite direction. Left shoulder and hip come through your cow pose. Exhale, right hip to right shoulder. Come back down to the cat. And then come back down to a neutral spine. Momentarily, come back onto your knees. We're gonna do a little bit of a stretch. We're gonna come back onto your hands and knees in a moment. So if you want to sit on a prop, go for that. I'm comfortable on my knees, so that's how I'm gonna be sitting. Right arm up, fingertips are up. I'm going to gently take my left hand and then draw my fingertips toward my face as I press the heel of my hand gently forward. Release that, point your fingertips down, and then draw your fingertips towards you. Press the top of your wrists ahead of you. Release that, left arm out, left fingertips up toward the ceiling, palm away. Right hand to draw my fingertips toward me, press my heel of my hand forward. Release that, fingertips point down. I'm going to pull them toward me, underneath my hand to the top of my wrist, palms out. And then release that. Some abracadabra in one direction, abracadabra in the other direction, just moving your wrist around. And then come back down to your hands and knees. We're going to work into some balanced postures, continuing to use our core. Right arm out, thumb up. Plug your arm into the socket. Notice if your belly is starting to drop, pull it in, get strong. Press to your left hand, so inner elbow reaching forward, just as we've been practicing. If you want to move on to the next balance pose, you're going to lift up your left leg and extend it behind you. Again, if you find that your belly is dropping, pull your belly in, flex or point through your back toes. Just find some kind of activity. Keep reaching your right arm out. On an exhale, pull your elbow to your knee, underneath you, arch your spine like cat. Inhale, reach out, flat spine, keep your belly strong. Exhale, pull in underneath you. Inhale, reach out. Third time like that. Extend left leg, extend right arm, take right hand down, keep left knee down. Wiggle it out if you want to take a few cow and cat, or just shift your body around. Do that. Just get out of your own way. And then come back to that neutral tabletop pose once again. This time we'll take the opposite way. So shift the weight to your right hand. Again, fingertips spread really, really wide. Inner elbows forward. This gives you lots of strength, lots of foundation. Left arm out, thumb up like you're shaking someone's hand. Pull your shoulder into the socket. Give yourself all the strength that you need. Shift the weight to your left leg. Again, both toes tucked or untucked. Right leg. Start to lift it up behind you. Notice if there's sway in your back. If so, lift up. Feel like your belly button is pulling in toward your spine. So you're not like sucking in, you're just strengthening. All right, point or flex the right toes. When you're ready, if you'd like, on an exhale, arch your spine, bring your elbow in toward your knee, kind of like cat pose, but balance. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, draw in. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, draw in. Final time to reach out, and then hand and knee, come back down, and then de-yogify yourself. If you want to do some cow and cat, do that. If you just need to wiggle around, shift around, and then that position for some time. And then just shift your hips to the side. You're going to come to a seat on your mat. We're going to take a gomukhasana posture. So this is bound ankle. So I'm going to start with my knees bent. I'm going to start to walk my soles of my feet together and let my knees drop out to the side. Press your fingertips behind you. Lift up your hips. And if you want to intensify the posture, you scoot your hips closer in towards your heels. If you're like, oh man, I'm fine. It'd just be fun anyway. Take your hands to your feet. Draw your shoulder blades back. Your knees draw down toward the mat. And then as you're ready, on an exhale, start to hinge your way forward. You're going to attempt to keep a straighter spine. So if you notice that you've been really, really hunching forward, just come out of the posture. And then tilt your heart forward and lean forward. You might have mobility where your elbows are pressing into your calves. That is fine. It doesn't matter if you're doing it or not. It's just an option. See if you can keep a long, straight spine like you were standing in Tadasana at the top of your mat. And the motion on your exhales, the change in the quiet. Just breathe. As we did at the beginning of class, find one fixed point and focus your gaze on it. On an inhale, lift up. And then on an exhale, completely release the posture. Take your hands behind you. You took that tighter diamond. Weight to hands, lift up your hips, and then scoot your hips back. Take your hands to the backs of your knees and bring them up toward each other. Take your hands to your shins, and then just roll over. Allow your your head to drop rather. Maybe your forehead rests on something, maybe it just floats. 2 more breaths. All right, lift straight back up. Keep your right knee bent and extend your left leg out in front of you. Take your right hand behind you, lean back, fingertips away. On an inhale, lift up through your left arm. Twist at your belly, then twist at your mid-chest, and then twist all the way maybe through your neck to look behind you. The left hand comes down, either to take your hand and draw your knee in close to you, or if you'd like, outside of arm to the outside of your thigh. You're going to, whatever you've got, just continue to take this twist. Make sure that you've got equal weight through both of your hips. You're not shifting from one side or the other. As you twist, you're going to send your eyeballs to the right corners of your eye sockets. First, take your head back to center in front of you, and then the rest of your body. Unfurl, counter twist. Reach your arms out to the left. Get low, drop your head. And then lift your way back up, pressing through your hands. Right leg extends out in front of you. Left knee pulls in. Just like on the other side, same but different. Left hand behind you, fingertips away. Inhale, right arm lifts up. Twist at your belly, then at your chest, and either grasp the outside of your shin or take your elbow to the outside of your thigh. Again, left fingertips are spread wide. Lift up, inhale, exhale, twist. Make sure that you're sharing the weight with the right hip as well as your left. And then send your eye sockets, your eyes into the left side of your eye sockets. And then take your head back to center. Unravel, counter twist to the other side. Come all the way around. Arms out long, drop your head, get soft. And then press your way back up. Extend your left leg out in front of you. Again, rebend your right knee. Place your right foot into your left thigh. We're going to take a pose called Janu Shirsasana. Okay. So adjust yourself as you need so you feel nice and secure. Your left leg doesn't need to be straight, just straight-ish. Inhale, lift up both arms, find lots of space. Pivot your torso more over the left thigh, and then on an exhale, you're gonna reach out using all the space you just created to drop your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway once again, and then on an exhale, you're going to reach forward. Again, bent knee is totally fine. Straight leg is also totally fine. Maybe you can choose to keep your eye gaze forward towards your toes, or just drop your head. Notice the difference. When you're in an inhale, lift up about halfway. On an exhale, come up to seated. We're going to take a little bit of a back bend here, called stargazer. Reach your right arm behind you, fingertips pointing away from you, at about 12 to 14 inches. I'm going to sweep my left arm around, come up onto my right shin, my left foot, reach my fingertips behind me. Keep pressing through your right palm. Press down through your left foot. Just breathe. And then on an exhale, start to lower your hips. Cycle your arm right back around to where you began. And then extend your right leg, bend your left knee, place your left foot into right thigh. Make the adjustments that you need. Inhale, lift up, make space. Pivot your torso over your right leg and then reach for your toes. Let your hands drop wherever they do. Inhale, lift up halfway once again. And then exhale. Take a fuller expression of this pose. Your choice whether you look towards your toes or if you'd like your head to go heavy and just drop. Inhale, lift up about halfway. And then exhale, release to come to lift. Left hand behind you, about 12 to 14 inches, fingertips away. Sweep your right arm around. You're going to come up onto your left shin. Your right foot comes down, stargazer pose. Reach your arm long, long, long beyond you. Everything that's touching the mat, press through. And then on an exhale, drop your hips all the way back down. And then you're going to come over onto your hands and knees for a child's pose. So knees wider than your hips, toes together, send your hips back to your heels. If this isn't comfortable, I suggest another posture, maybe sitting on top of your knees or on top of your top. We'll be here for 5 breaths. After your 5th exhale, press up to your hands and knees once again. So if you're on your hands and knees, you're going to place the weight to your right palm. Extend your left leg behind you, and then you're going to angle your foot down. So your right toes might be bisecting your foot. You might want to place your foot behind you for more balance. This is a more challenging version, or you can pivot your leg out behind you so it's behind your knee. Either one is a valid option. Left fingertips up toward the ceiling. Press through your left foot, find lots of space to the left side of your body. Keep pressing away through your right hand. On your next exhale, take your left hand back down, recenter everything. Take your left knee next to the other so you're back to your tabletop position. And then we'll take the other side. Extend your right leg behind you. Angle the foot down or weight to your left palm. You might start with your right hand to your right hip. Again, your left toes can point back to bisect your foot, or maybe a little bit of a more stable stance. Pivot so that your foot is behind you and you've got this 90-degree angle. Keep pressing through your left hand. If you'd like, lift up right fingertips toward the ceiling. Just breathe. Keep pressing through everything that's touching the mat. Long stretch to the side of the body. Then on an exhale, take your right hand back down to the mat, swivel your knee back. Take your right knee back to the other so that you're back into your tabletop pose. Press back to sit on your knees, or if you want to sit on a block or prop of any kind. Maybe on kind of the seat. We're going to take something called gomukhasana arms. So a little stretch through our arms, shoulders, wrists, this whole general region. So reach your right arm out, up, and then you're going to flip your palm away from you and then drop your hand to your back like you're patting yourself on the back. Bring your left arm out, thumb is down, and you're going to swing it behind you. So either grasp your shirt, or you can wiggle your fingers toward each other until your fingertips touch. Point your right elbow up, your left elbow down, regardless if you're grasping a shirt or fingertips toward each other. If your belly is pointing out, start to draw it in. Just breathe. Wherever you are, start to loosen that grip just a little bit, and then re-engage. Then loosen the grip once again. Release the left arm, so your left arm comes straight out to the side, then place down your thigh. Place your right hand back up toward the ceiling. Take it all the way around. Rest it on your thigh. One shoulder roll forward. Inhale, shoulders up, come towards ears. Draw it down, and then one shoulder roll backwards. Up towards ears, and then draw it behind you. Okay, gomukhasana, other side. Left arm comes up. Place your palm away from you, and then drop your hand. Pat yourself on the back. Right arm comes out to the side, thumb is down. Sweep it behind you. Be careful of your shoulders. Grasp the shirt, or walk your fingertips toward each other. This time, left elbow is pointing more up. Right elbow is pointing more down. You're still going to try to find that long, straight spine here. Pulling belly button into spine. So again, that's not like sucking in breath. That's drawing in the core. Finding stability. Relax the parts of your body that don't need to be tight, or you're like holding on really tight with your thighs, forehead. Okay, release the tension wherever you have it for a moment, and then re-engage again, maybe even more so. All right, release that engagement. Right arm first. Release the hand. Take your right arm out to the side, and then place it back, palm onto thigh. Left hand comes up toward the ceiling. Roll it all the way back down, hand to thigh once again. We're going to take those shoulder rolls the first time. Inhale, shoulders back, up towards ears on an inhale. Exhale, roll them forward. And then one more time, opposite direction. Lift up and around. Do just a little bit more of a neck stretch to get out of that pose. So switch up your seat if you'd like. This is going to be here for a little bit. Reach your right arm up and over, hand to top just above the ear. Drop your right shoulder down, and then drop your right ear towards your shoulder. Your left hand can stay where it is on your thigh, in your lap, or reach your fingertips out to the side to grip to something. Keeping your right arm and head like this. This time on an exhale, you're going to start to draw an arc with your chin until at the end of the exhale, your chin is pointing straight down. Then inhale, roll it back to the right, where you started. Exhale, take that arc until your chin is pointing down. Back it back to the right. Twice more to your own breath. And after you come back to where you began, release your right hand, place it to the right side of your head to help press your head back up. Heads are heavy. Right hand back down to your thigh. Left arm reaches out and over your head. Fingertips touch just above your right ear. Drop your left shoulder down. Drop your left ear toward your left shoulder. Be gentle. Again, you've got options here with your right hand where you can be in your lap, on your thigh, out to the side. And if you're like really into intensity, you can take your right hand basically like right above your pec and then like pull. All right, and if it's working for you just to sit still like this, then sit still right here. If you want to take the same kind of arcs we did before on the other side, we're going to do that here. So on an exhale, you're going to draw an arc with your chin, all the way down to your chin is right to the center of your chest. Inhale, rock it back to where you began. Continue with that motion. And at the last time that you bring your head back to the left side where you began, take your left fingertips to the back, to the side of your head to help lift your head back up. We're going to take some really gentle cow and cat seated here. If you've been seated in one position for a while, you want to change it up, now is a good chance. And you can still take cow and cat on your knees. Inhale, swim your heart forward, gaze up. Exhale, lean back. Maybe don't let your knees come up quite so far. It doesn't need to be so dramatic. Inhale, forward. Shoulder blades on back. Look up. Exhale, arch your spine. One more time like that. And then come right back up to seated. You're going to come onto your back once more. Set your prop to the side if you've been using one. And roll onto your back. If you like a little bit more core, again, take your hands to the backs of your thighs and lean back, 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 rolling all the way down. Until your back is fully flat on the mat, legs extend out in front of you. Keep your left leg extended, pull your right knee in towards your body, and then just draw your knee across. Take your right arm out to the side for a supine twist. If you need to adjust, please do so. And if it's comfortable on your neck, send your gaze out toward the right. Once again, focus on one point that is not moving. Stay here for 3 breaths, focused. And then close your eyes. When you're ready, take your head back up to center and then also your knee. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Pull your left knee in towards you. Draw your knee across your body to the left. Left arm comes out to provide you with the balance. Adjust as much as you need. Find one fixed point. Find your drishti. Breathe there. And then if this is comfortable for you, allow your eyes to close. Send your focus inward. On your next exhale, when you're ready, take your head back up to center. Take your knee back up to center. And extend your left leg out in front of you. The final posture of this class is going to be Shavasana. If you'd like to take a different variation other than a traditional Shavasana on your back, then please make whatever motions, movements, adjustments that you need. Otherwise, my recommendation is a more traditional Shavasana. If you know that your low back tends to give you a little bit of grief here, you can put something underneath your knees so they're propped up like a bolster or rolled up blanket. If you don't have a prop, then you'd like something. Simply bend your knees, take your feet a little bit wider, and then knock your knees in toward each other. Press through both feet to lift up your hips, slide your tailbone down, and release back down. You might need to play the distance of your feet and the leg. But make all the adjustments that you need so they can be in a position for a little while. And then I'm going to systematically remove effort to enter this posture. Feel the soles of your feet become softer. Your ankles relax. Your calves relax. Your kneecaps are no longer working. Your thighs are heavy. Your belly is soft. Your back is dripping down toward the mat, getting heavy, heavy, heavy. Your chest is lifting up, getting bright and light. The backs of your hands are soft. Your fingertips have natural curvature. If it makes sense for you to re-engage your thumbs along your fingertips right now, You can feel free to do that one time all the way through for each finger. Make sure that your throat is relaxed. You can swallow to release your throat. Separate your bottom jaw from the top and release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Your lips might be closed or parted. Sunken cheeks, closed eyelids, heavy eyes, and smooth forehead. Direct your focus to your breath and take a deeper inhale and a fuller exhale. And then start to take some movements through your extremities. Gently and carefully waking yourself up as gently and as carefully as you entered into this posture. When you're ready, you might start to take some larger movements and then roll over onto one side in a partial fetal position, recognizing this transition from this corpse pose into the rest of your life, keeping your eyes closed as best you can. Okay, if you need to open them to adjust. And with that same soft gaze or closed eyes, make your way back to a seated posture for a very brief reflection and meditation. If you have a hand posture or mudra that you prefer, please take that. Or place your left hand in your lap and then your right hand to the inside of it, cupped so your right palm is facing up. If you are left-handed, take the opposite. And then your thumbs will almost touch just above your palms. And once again, with your eyes closed or open, you're going to return your focus to your breath. Then place your palms in Anjali Mudra, your palms together, thumbs in towards your sternum. Recognizing that we're closing out this one practice. On an inhale, reach your arms out and up. Palms might press above you, gaze up. On an exhale, place your thumbs to the space between your eyebrows for clarity of thought. To your lips for clarity of speech, and then return to your heart for clarity of action. Bow your head to your heart. Gratitude with honor and humility. I thank you so much for this practice. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you and helping me deepen my own. In the name of the highest good, namaste. All right, and everyone is unmuted, unless you've muted yourself. Thank you guys so much.